This conference
item
will now be
categories.
recorded.
What is reference mandatory? Anyone? What is reference mandatory? VOV7 item category controls. Standard item category tab. VOV7, right? Yeah. What is completion rule? Anyone? What is completion rule? Completion rule is
the item is completed.
when the item is completed, right? Item category controls are very, very, very important. Okay, so we have finished discussing about completion rules, right? The next is schedule lines. So we discussed that schedule line is a confirmed quantity plus confirmed delivery date, and every sales order will have a confirmed quantity plus confirmed delivery date, right? So if you are, let's say, if you are buying a TV, is user manual delivered separately later, or it is sent by the same item?
Along with the item only, it will be displayed.
Right? It is delivered along with the same item. It is not delivered separately. That means a text item doesn't need a separate schedule lines. If the main item schedule and whatever the schedule line for main item, the same schedule line is also relevant for text item. That means whenever we create a sales order, we see schedule line tab, right? At the item level, let me go to change mode. VS02. So when we go to the change mode, like any sales order, you create it, you go to change mode display. When you go to the item level, when you double click on this line item, we see this particular tab, and you see this item category TAN. So for TAN, it is showing schedule lines. So why it is showing this? Because at the item category level, you see for TAN, the schedule line allowed is activated. Okay. But for a text item, let's say for a text item, you will not see that schedule lines. Let me just check an item here. So for text item, we will not maintain any material master. Just a description is enough for a text item. You see system created a line item 20. Okay, I just randomly entered some description and system created a line item 20. So we don't need to maintain material master for text item. Okay. So if I go to this particular second text item, if I double click on this, you see this line item category, system has automatically determined TATX. And if you see here, there is no schedule lines. There is no schedule lines for text item. Why? You don't need a separate line item, schedule lines for text item, because it is delivered with relevant to the main item. If the main item is relevant for delivery, then the text item is also relevant for delivery, right? So how does system know whether for any item there should be a schedule lines or not? That is through this particular control, that is through this control, schedule lines. Are there any other process for which there will not be any schedule lines apart from text item? Anyone? Anyone?
Credit memo, debit memo.
Right? Credit memo, debit memo. So just give a chance for this batch. Okay, just give a chance for this batch, Saran. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So,
Sorry.
yeah, credit memo, debit memo. These are two other processes for which we don't have schedule lines because they are order related billing. Credit memo and debit memo are order related billing. So there is no delivery. There is no delivery means there is no schedule lines because you don't need that confirmed quantity plus confirmed delivery date, right? So very important, schedule lines. So as I already told you at the item level, it is not only for which it is applicable, for which it is not applicable also, you should know. Okay. Then next, but see, text item, we are saying that for text item, we don't need any schedule lines. But how? See, we already discussed that text item, we don't need a middle master. It's free for the customer, but it's not free for the business, right? There should be inventory maintained for it. Okay, inventory should be maintained. So how it's possible then system, how it is allowing you to do the delivery? That is because if I go to text item TATX, you will see item relevant for delivery. If you go to TATX item, even though there is no schedule line allowed, but you see there is something called as item relevant for delivery. So that is the reason system is allowing us to do delivery without a schedule lines. The next is returns. For all the returns, how system know that is a returns item? So returns item category is REN. Okay, REN is the returns item category. And any return you take, whether it is a standard return like REN, or you take a consignment returns like KRN, consignment returns KRN, or STO returns NLR, any returns, how system know this is a return item? That is through this checkbox. Only return items will have this checkbox get activated. For standard items, you don't see them. Okay, sorry. Then next is credit active. If you remember at the sales document header level, we have discussed that. Excuse me one moment. Sorry. So credit. So at the item level, sorry, at the header level, VOV8, we discussed that there is something called as credit check, right? A simple credit check, automatic credit check, which will be performed at a sold party level in the sales order. What if we have some dead stock or very slow moving item and customer says that we don't want to check credit for this item? Okay, if customer says we don't want to check the credit for this item. So that means even though the credit is maintained at the header level, we can control it at the item level. We can control it at the item level. So this is the checkbox. You see, credit active. That means it will tell system whether you want to activate credit at the header level or item level. That means even though the credit is active at the header level, but you can control it at the item level. That's what it controls here. That is credit active. Usually this will be active by default. If you go to TAN, this will be active because every item you want to include into the credit. But for few items like dead stock or slow moving items, you don't want to check credit, then you remove this. But how do you remove it? If you remove this, it is applicable to every item, right? So in that case, what we do, we copy standard item category TAN, rename, and then we use it. Okay. The next is determine cost. Okay. The next is determine cost. So determine cost. Where did we maintain cost price of the material? Anyone? Where did we maintain the cost price of the material?
Material master.
Material master. What is the condition type for cost price? What's the condition type for cost price? VPRS.
VPRS.
Remember we discussed at the time of material master. It's a VPRS. Okay. So even though we see, do we share cost price with customer?
No, sir.
No, right? We don't want to share the cost price with the customer. So even though we maintain the cost price of the material in the material master, but we don't want to print it in the output. Can everyone mute please? Yeah. So even though we maintain cost price in the material master, but when that cost price will come into sales document, only when you activate this. Okay, only when you activate this credit active, system will bring the cost price into the sales document. If not, no, because we don't want to print or share the cost price with customers. So we don't want it. But why do we need cost price in the sales order? What is the purpose? We want to bring the cost price into sales order for analysis purpose, to check the profit margin, right? For analysis purpose, you want to bring this into the cost into the sales document. Okay. So the next is special stock indicator. This special stock indicator is applicable only for few business processes. That means particularly only for few item categories. So what are those process and item categories? So what is the functionality of the special stock indicator? We'll discuss later when it comes to the business process, but we'll try to understand for which item category this is applicable at least. Okay, so this particular special stock indicator is applicable for IPO process and make to order process and consignments. Only for this three process we see this particular special stock indicator being maintained. So IPO process, what is the item category for IPO process? That is TAB. TAB is the item category for, you see for TAB, you see the special stock indicator here, right? And for make to order, it is a TAK. It may not be there here, TAK. Yeah, make to order, it is TAK, but you don't see that special stock indicator here, but it's applicable. Okay. So for these two process, it is E, make to order, and IPO process, it is maintained as E. And the other process for which this special stock indicator is applicable, that is consignments. Consignments. In consignments, we have four process, but this is applicable only for two process. So what is the two process for which this is applicable? That is consignment issue, that is KEN, consignment issue, KEN, you see W, and consignment return, KRN, and consignment return, KRN. You see W. Only for this item categories it is applicable. I told you, right? If you don't know the item category, you will never know the functionalities. You have to know item categories. Okay, so special stock indicator is applicable only for this particular item categories. And see, whenever we create a sales order, by default for a line item, system will determine an item category. When you enter this line item with item category configuration, in the next session we'll discuss that. Because of this item category configuration, whatever the item category we maintain, it will be automatically determined here. You see here, standard item TAN, text item TATX, like this it will determine. And once the item category comes into the sales document here, as per the configuration, whatever we set up here, system knows how that item should be controlled. That means whether to check credit or not, whether we should have cost price, whether it is a returns, whether it should have schedule lines, whether it has a special stock indicator, what is the completion rule for the item, everything system knows because of this configuration. Once this item category is determined into sales document. Okay. So, yeah, so that is special stock indicator. The next is billing relevance. With reference to what we bill in the standard, anyone? Billing is done with reference to what?
Order.
Billing. Billing in standard is done with reference to delivery, right? Always the standard billing will be with the delivery, but we also have order related billing, right? Both are possible, order related and delivery related, but the standard billing is always with reference to delivery.
Deliver.
So if I go for TAN, it is maintained as A. If I'm in the TAN, it is maintained as A, right? Yeah, that is standard because it is A means with reference to delivery. Okay, by default, always we bill with reference to delivery. A means it is delivery. But what is more important here is this billing relevance field is very important for a process that is third party. For third party, this is very important. So the third party item category is TAS. TAS is the third party item category, and this billing relevance field is very important for TAS. It is maintained as F here. Okay. So why it is F and what is this F, that we'll discuss at the time of third party business process. It is not only F, it could be also maintained as F and G, both order related to order related billing, but status according to Myro, order related billing status according to MyGo. These two is for third party. This is important. This billing relevance is important for a third party process, that is the TAS. So that we'll discuss later when it comes to the business process. The next is billing plan type. Yesterday I mentioned, right? Billing plan type is uh, periodic billing and milestone billing. So that can be also maintained at the item level. Okay, that can also be maintained at the item level. Plan types. The next very important field here is pricing. So we discussed, right, item category will control, and we also discussed that some items which we sell to the customer and we charge for it, or text item we just give it to the customer. There's no price for it. Or the same item we give it as a free goods. That means 1+1. If customer buy one item and paying for one item, we'll give other item, same item as free. So how do system know whether for this item there is a price or not? Okay, that means for this item we have to charge or not. How do system know that? So that system will know with this field called as pricing. Okay, this field pricing. So pricing will tell system whether it's relevant or not. For this item is relevant for price or not. You see here TAN standard item. It has a standard item TAN has X. X means pricing. X means pricing standard. For this item, there will be price. Text item. Do we have price for text item? Do we charge for it? TATX.
No.
It's grayed out. It's completely grayed out. You see, there is no price for text item. Right? At the same time, let's say free goods. That means the same item you are giving free to the customer. Okay? The same item, 1+1. If customer buy one item, you want to give another item free to the customer. Same item, you want to give free to the customer. The item category for free goods is TANN. So 1+1 or 100, if customer buy 100 quantity, you give 20 quantity free. So this is all called as free goods. Okay. So the item category for free goods is TANN. And if you go for TANN, the pricing field is B. B means 100% discount. Customer don't need to pay for it. Okay. 100% discount and customer don't need to pay for it. So let's go and check. We have two items here, right? One is TAN and one is TATX. If I go to TAN first, this is where we can check price conditions. You can see here the price is not determined here anyway, but you could see the values and everything, right? The same way, if I go to text item, TATX. You see, in the conditions tab, you don't see anything here, nothing. At least in the TAN item, even the price is not determined because of the configuration, we could see all the values here at least, right? But in the TATX item, you don't see anything because it's completely grayed out. That item is not at all relevant for pricing. So how does system know for what there is a price and for which item there is no price? That is because of this particular field, pricing. Okay, because of this, system would be knowing it. The next is statistical value. So this statistical value is applicable only for BOM subitem. We discussed, right, BOM. So BOM is like sub-items where you like computer, or every item has its own value, like just we have discussed as computer, right? So this particular is applicable for BOM item pricing. BOM item pricing is TAE, I guess. Yeah, you see, no field is maintained here except the statistical value. So it's applicable only for TAE, that is the BOM sub-item. So what is this statistical value? Why it should be statistic? Why a BOM sub-item should be statistical? So why BOM sub-item should be statistical? We already discussed it. That is, for a computer, we have 4 components, and we sell as a computer, and we say computer price is 20K. If we say computer price as 20K, then all the sub-item prices should be statistical, right? The sub-item prices should be statistical. If not, what happens? System will take the header price computer as 20, and system will also consider the item price as 5K for each. That means the total computer price will become 40K, which is wrong, right? It's not 40K, right? It should be only 20K. That means price should be accumulated at the components and show at the header level, but component should be statistical. Okay, so how that happens? That will happen because of this statistical value. Okay? Because of this statistical value, this happens. Okay, so this is statistical. The next is order quantity is equal to 1. That means if it's a newly launched material or a production critical material and you want to restrict it, okay, you want to restrict the quantity, so you could just mark it. The next is status profile, just like we discussed yesterday. Status profile is for approval. So if you have some dangerous goods and someone has to check it and release it, authorize it. So how do you do that? That is through status profile. If this item what you're selling is a dangerous goods, you want to authorize it, so that you could configure such a way at the status profile, it is checked. Then create PO automatic. Purchase order, create PO automatic. In the third party process, what is third party process? We are procuring item from vendor. Right? We are procuring item from vendor. So to procure the item from vendor, how do we communicate to the vendor? We raise a purchase order. We send a purchase order to vendor, asking vendor to send the materials. Right? So if that is a third party item, so whatever the item we have, the material itself is configured as a third party item, then whenever we create a sales order, by default, system should trigger the purchase order in the background. So how that happens? By create view automatic. So it is applicable only for third party. So I'll go to TAS. But why it is blank for TAS? It is applicable only for TAS, right? But still it is blank for TAS. Why? Because we leave this TAS for manual third party purpose. Okay, we leave this for manual purpose. For automatic purchase order in the real time, we use the item category called as ALES. There is a different item category called as ALES. This is what we use it in the real time, and you can see create PO is activated here. But TAS we leave it for manual. Manual in the sense, let's say there is an order. Let me change. Let me see if I can enter an item here. I'll enter 100, maybe 300, and one quantity. By default, system should take TAN. Already system has picked a TAN here, right? If I change it to TAS, which is third party, system should automatically trigger a purchase order in the backend. You see here, purchase order scheduling. System here it says that purchase order scheduling. That means system is saying we want to procure this item. So how system is able to trigger this automatic in the background? Because we have changed the item category to TAS. So with the TAS configuration, system knows that this is a third party item and it has to be procured. Right? So this is a third party. So this automatic PO is applicable for third party. Then next is
Sir, how
structures.
we will maintain?
Yeah, go ahead.
How we will maintain in MM if it is third party material?
In Material Master, you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the material itself is created with a material type called as HAVA, which is trading goods, and the item category group will be BANS, BANS. Okay, so that's how system knows that that is a trading material. HAVA itself is a trading material. So material type and item category group BANS. That's how system knows it. But here we changed it manual. Usually, if the third-party material itself is created with these controls. Okay, in the next session we'll know that because we'll discuss about the item category determination. In the item category determination, you'll be knowing the combinations.
Okay.
Okay. So the next block, you see this block? This block is called as bill of material or BOM. Okay, it's maintained as bill of material or BOM. So in this, only one field is important, that is structure scope. Structure scope. As I told you, this is BOM. BOM means this is applicable only for the BOM header pricing. Only for the BOM header pricing. BOM header pricing is TAQ. TAQ. Yeah, you see, structure scope. You don't see this field maintained for any other item category except the TAQ. So what is structure scope? Structure scope controls how you want to explode the BOM in sales order. Whether you want to explode the BOM as a single level BOM or a multi-level BOM. Single level BOM means, let's you take a computer, and for computer you have components. What are the components of computer? Monitor, mouse,
CPU.
keyboard, and CPU. Right? And CPU. But what is CPU? Anyone? What is CPU?
Control process unit.
No, yeah, not the expansion. CPU is also a combination of components, right? In CPU also we have RAM, ROM, and we
Processor.
have processor, hard drive, right? CPU is also a combination of components, right? So computer has components, and a component like a CPU is also again having components. That is called as multi-level BOM. Single level BOM means computer having components. Multi-level BOM means A components again having components, that is multi-level BOM, single level BOM and multi-level BOM. So that's what we are telling here at the header, that is with this particular item category. What we are telling is whether you want to explode a single level BOM or a multi-level BOM. Okay, single level BOM or a multi-level BOM. So it's applicable only for the BOM header pricing. Then the last control here is value contract. This is applicable only for value contract item category. This is applicable only for the value contract item category. So what is this? As it is applicable only for value item category. So let me open the value item category. Value item category is WKN or KMN. Let me check KMN. KMN is quantity contract. Then it should be WKN. Yeah, WKN, value contract. And you see, there is a value contract material assigned. That means this material is a value contract material. Customers can buy this material under value contract. WKM1, if you go to MM02 and check this material will be a value contract material. Okay. So here we are telling system, if a customer, as this material is marked as a value contract material, and if customers can buy this, and let's say for a customer we created this value contract as $10,000. Okay, the value contract has been created for $10,000. But if I'm creating a sales order for $15,000, that means I'm exceeding the contract value, right? We are deviating from the contract and we are exceeding the contract value. How system should behave? If we are deviating from the contract value, how system should behave? That is controlled by contract release control. This is also a very important interview question. What is contract release control? Okay, what is contract release control? That's an important question. So contract release control, this will tell system if the order value is deviating from the contract value, how system should respond. Whether system should throw a warning message or a error message. Warning if target value is exceeded, or error if the target value exceeded. So how system should respond if the order value is deviating from the contract value. Right. So this is all about the item category controls. So this is how system controls an item in sales order. Okay. So we'll stop it here today and continue tomorrow with item category determination, because we'll not be able to finish it. Even though we finish it, that is the most crucial concept, item category determination. Right. So pretty simple controls, right? But only thing is, too many things you need to memorize. You need to memorize 40 item categories. You need to memorize controls for each item category. Because see, if you see a value here, it doesn't mean it should be applicable for every scenario. Just like what we discussed, contract release control. You will see this field in every. You go to TAN, you will see it. You go to TAS, you will see it. You go to TAB, you will see this. But for what this particular is applicable? Only for WKN. That is value contract. So you should. If there is a field, that doesn't mean it should be applicable for every item category or for every item. So you should also know for which process, for what item it will be applicable. Okay. So any questions, please go ahead.
Sir, I have a doubt in customer master creation.
Go ahead.
When we are creating partner functions in PDP, either by copying from existing partner functions or creating new entry, we are not facing issue in customer master. But when we are mentioned sold to party in sales order, then we are getting errors.
What error?
As no customer master is found with the sold party. Like,
no, you created a customer master, right?
yes.
Okay. Then When you
Then
create a
while we are,
customer master, your account group, your PDP, everything is configured, correct?
yes,
Okay. So
when we are copying,
yeah.
yeah,
When you go to change mode of customer master, you're able to see your customer.
yeah.
You're able to see it. Okay. So now what is the issue you're facing?
When we are creating the sales order,
Hmm.
then uh, then getting error like no customer master is found with the sold to party.
Okay. Can you check whether the customer you created and the sales area you entered both are same in the sales order? Is it same?
Yeah,
The
yes,
customer
it's same.
created a sales area and
Hmm.
order
Yes,
sales area are both same?
yes, sir. It's same.
Okay. No, it should create actually. You will not face this error like customer is not found if
Yeah.
everything
When
is in place. If the configuration in place, you will not face this issue. Can you please go and do a reverse engineering? Can you check the customer master, how you created what sales area and your partner determination? Can you check all these things once?
yes, sir. I have shared a screenshot as well in WhatsApp.
Okay, let me check then. So what is the
Yes.
error you are facing? Because if every configuration in place, usually you don't
Yes.
face any error. Okay, anyone else, please go ahead. Let me check the message. Anyone else, please go ahead with your question.
Is it working fine with standard partner functions?
Mm-hmm. So this server is from Himanshu.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Can you just ping me once now? I could not find your message.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Just say hi now. Let me check. Yeah, go ahead. Any other questions, anyone?
Hi Praveen, you were about to upload S4 HANA videos. I haven't received yet. Could you please do that? And moreover, this
Just
last
for
two class
HANA.
videos about yes,
Yeah, videos.
only six
Yeah, last
videos
two
I got.
class. Yeah, I'll upload. Your time today. I'll make sure I'll upload them. Sojanya, I
And
cannot see your message actually. I have not seen any screenshot you shared. Can you please share me again?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
that was
I'll
an
share.
old message. I guess okay, let me just check. Master record register for sold to party. Okay, can you send me your customer screen as well? That is partner determination screen. Customer master partner function screen.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Sir, actually, same error I was facing. I created two customers with two different number range. Okay.
Okay.
But while creating an order, only one customer, it is accepting only in sold to party only one customer, and other customer is not showing in that.
Okay. So for this, I hope you need to check everything right from the customer master PDP, number ranges, everything you
But
have to
it's
check.
showing in XD02 that customer is showing, sir, in that particular sales area.
Yeah, XD0 it might be showing, but someone might have deleted that particular number range in the range in the XDN1.
Okay. So should I try it by again different number range by assigning some other
Just
number?
see if that range is still existing or not.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So let me check on this, Saujanya. I'll update you because for this again I need to check with your data itself. I cannot check with anything else. Anyway, I have your customer and I have the server access. So let me just check. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Any other questions, anyone? What is your account group you're using, Saujanya? What's the account group you use to create the customer? do one thing, send me all the data, like what is your sales area, what is that one group you are using, and what is the number range you are using. Just send me all those data, let me check.
Okay, so I'll send it by tomorrow.
Yeah, just send me whenever it's
Okay,
getting
while we are
notification.
creating with standards, there is no error. But creating by own or
Definitely
new
you will
entries.
face errors. That's how you learn it actually. Because see, if I go with not the standards, even I will be also facing the errors. Sometimes I'll be fixing it. So we not to waste our time, I'm taking the standards and we are going ahead. But when you when you're using some your own values, there will be integrations obviously, right? So you'll face errors. We can fix them. That's not an issue. But only thing is we need the right data. Just send me the data. Let me check.
Okay. I'll send by tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, what are the tables used for BBAK, BBAT?
Yeah, VBAC is sales document header table. And VBAP is a sales document item table. So all the
Where do
data at
we
the
use
header.
them?
You use them in FS writing, functional specification. So when you're communicating with your technical consultants and you want to tell them to take so and so value out of a sales document. So you need to write a logic, right? So you write that logic. You write the logic and tell Evaper what value to take, what value to pass. You give all the data to them so that they can pass that data. They can write the complete program. Let's say you go to SE16N and VBAC. This VBAC is a sales document header table. So whatever the data you have at the header level, it is saved here. Okay. So valid from created. Let's say if I want to see all the orders created by Praveen, I will pass Praveen here and say execute. System will show up. Okay. Or else I want to see all the sales document type with OR. I'll pass value here OR and execute. The system will show all the orders. This you see sales document type OR.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So you give the logic to the technical consultant telling them how you need, from which table, which field, what data you need to take and where to pass. Okay, that's a FS logic. Anyway, you'll learn it later. There's a recorded video I told you, right? But system will not identify by this. System will see, if I say customer, system will not understand. If I say country, system will not understand. If I say sales document type, system will not understand. How do system understand? Technical names or field names. So if you are telling this to a Evaper, you need to tell VBAC and sales document type. That means VBAC AUART. You have to tell so that your Evaper can run SC16 he can come to VBAC and go to AUART and pass the value like this. You see, I have passed a value like OR. And I want to take some data here, or else I want to take some data specific to maybe sales organization. I want to see all the orders which is created on sales organization under this particular table. I can pass the value. So all the logic will be pass take. You pass some value and you'll get the result, right? You take the result and again you'll pass that result into a different table and again you'll take that data. So until you arrive at the conclusion. So these all are the orders created under the sales org 1000. Sales org 1000. Okay, now I want to see, let's say, I want to know some other value. So what I'll do, I'll take this data and I pass into some other table. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So this logic, you will use it at the FS writing when you are communicating to your technical consultant, something like this. Something like this. You will use it to communicate with your technical consultants. This is one FS document, function specification document, and you can see the logic here. Yeah, any other question, anyone, please go ahead. See, so we want to tell ABAPer that we need this format to be created. For that, we need to give a logic. So complete step-by-step logic we need to give. So you give tables and fields, everything here, so that your ABAPer know what to do. Yeah. So any questions, please go ahead. This document actually has a logic. Let me show you. Yeah, you see here, VBRK is a billing header table. Under that, VTWEG, that's nothing but distribution channel. If I say just distribution channel, your ABAPer or your system will not understand. So you need to tell like VBRK, go to VBRK table and VTWEG. Go to, instead of VBAC, VBRK. VBRK is billing document header. You see billing document header. And what field? VTWEG. What is VTWEG? Distribution channel. So that's how the logic is written here. For business unit, you go there and you take this address. And then you see all the logic will be the same way. Take and pass. Take and pass. These are the frequent expressions what we use. Take, pass, and then again take this, again pass. So that's how from one table we take the data and again we pass into another table, and that's how you get the data and we write all the logic. Okay, you learn this later, not to worry about this. Right, so we'll call it a day today, catch up tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll go ahead with this schedule and agreement. Most probably we'll finish the sales document type controls tomorrow. Right, so good evening and catch up tomorrow. Bye-bye.